Well, howdy folks. Charlie with Typewriter Justice here, and I recently had somebody ask me how to adjust the uppercase, lowercase alignment, or the on feet for the Underwood 3-bank, the Underwood standard portable typewriter. The 3-bank referring to, of course, the lines of keys. If you have, each one of these is a bank. If you've only got 3 rows of keys, you have a 3-bank. If you have 4 rows of keys, you have a 4-bank. And if it's, again, the Underwood standard portable typewriter, but it's the 4-bank, then it's essentially the exact same adjustment. They're very, very similar. But the design for the 4-bank evolved and progressed, so don't take this as a recommendation for what to do on that machine. This mostly pertains to the 3-bank. And there are 2 different versions of the 3-bank, 2 significant different versions. There's quite a few sub-variations, I guess. But again, these adjustments will hold true for most, if not all, of the 3-banks. So you have 4 lock nut arrangement, lock nut and screw arrangements that you're going to need to adjust. You have 2 for the upper, 2 for the lower, and they are arranged in pairs. You have the upper one for the right-hand side over here with a matching one underneath it, which I'll show you in a second. And on the other side, kind of nestled down in there, you have the other one. You got a lock nut and a screw that sits right inside it. I say it's nestled down in there, man. These things are an exercise in efficiency and how to make stuff hard to reach. And there's no better example of that than what we're about to try and do. Because, so here's the one for the left-hand side, right here with the lock nut up underneath. And on the right-hand side, left-hand side, you have this one with the lock nut up underneath, but you've got this pesky bar in the way, right? And with that in the way, you can't use your nice little bent wrench, because did I mention you're going to need a bent wrench? You're going to need a bent wrench. And if you don't have one of these, you're going to get to make one. Because I won't say you can't do it without one of these, but man, it's a whole lot easier with. So anyway, you've got that bar in the way, right? It's right there. And you can hit the figure key and lock it in place, and it gets that out of the way. So we hold that up, and now you can see you've got the lock nut underneath there, and you've got just enough clearance to get in there. And it's still a tight fit because you've only got this range of motion to deal with. And for that reason, and that's going to be tight on both sides. For that reason, if you can get away with not adjusting the lowercase, because this is the resting position for the lowercase, if you can get away with not adjusting the resting position for the lowercase, then by all means do it, because that is a booger and a half to get to. It's not impossible, but man, it ain't fun. So, to show you what you need to do, take your funky bent wrench, which just happens to fit perfectly in there. It's almost like they made it for this or something, because I'm pretty sure they did. Anyway, get your wrench down in there, and then seat your screwdriver into the screw, and then you can loosen the wrench while holding the screw in place, then make your adjustments. And by make your adjustments, I mean, print your lowercase h, then print your shifted h, and then adjust it accordingly. And then after you have your alignment where you want it, hold your screw in place with your screwdriver, then tighten that nut. If you don't hold the screwdriver, or hold the screw in place with the screwdriver when you tighten that nut, the screw will move with it, and you will completely do away with your lovely new alignment that you just set. So if you don't have one of these and you can't make one of these, the last ditch effort to get in there and break that thing free is to literally get in there and break it free. You can use a punch and a baby hammer and just real careful, like, set your punch against one of the outside edges and then tap it very gently. I don't recommend this method, but you know, you can do that. But you're better off buying a set of micro screw or micro wrenches and just modifying one. You know, heat it up right here to where it's just kind of glowing a little bit. Put a bend in it, quench it, and go about your day. Grind it down to fit whatever you got to do. Make the tool. So hopefully that helps. This is one of my favorite typewriters to actually use. These things have an incredibly light touch. And man, they're so cute. Anyway, back to work. Later.